Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Dan here from CryoNoir. But you didn't know I was a talking cat. Ha! Makes all my stuff look a whole lot better. Look at the camera. Don't spoil the illusion. Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Dan here from CryoNoir. I'm a talking cat. Yeah, I'm a talking cat. It makes my video. So anyway, I decided we're just gonna have a bit of a kind of a setup tour, purely and simply because I am I'm running behind basically. Yes, I certainly am. I was hoping by this point I would have finished the current heartbeat tutorial. Unfortunately, that has not the case. So I need another video for this week. So I've decided to do just a basic tour of my gear. So that's what we're doing. Another reason is also because I've just got this new phone. I've just got a Sony Ericsson. No, it's not an Ericsson. What is it?
Sony?
Yeah.
Xperia.
Xperia, that's it. Sony Xperia Z. Well upon my phones. I finally ditched the Apples, and I'm now having a crack with this. So anyway, this is our living room. This is CryoNoir headquarters. You'll see we have a. That's the missus down there. But you can see we have a sofa bed, which is permanently out, and it always stays permanently out because because I mean it is an L shape, and we'd sort of set it up as an L shape, and we were sat in front of the TV there, taking it easy, and only one of us got to put our feet up, so we decided just to leave it out. So and that's how it stays. Anyway, on with the tour. So this is over here. This is CryoNoir headquarters. Isn't it epic? And that's Solo the cat. Hey, little buddy. So anyway, so this is my kit. This is my setup, and this is how I have everything working. I got some groovy stuff up on the wall. I'm a big Mass Effect fan, so as you can see, we have a huge Shepherd. I wanted Fem Shep, but they didn't do Fem Shep, which sucks balls. And a couple of GTA posters, GTA map of Skyrim, and yeah, just some few little collectibles. An original NES box. I've got the actual original NES down in the corner there, but that's video for another time. Some Metal Gear collectibles, and over here we have some little Star Wars and Sonic stuff, and some Fallout stuff. Nice little Deathclaw and Lone Wanderer, and again from Street Fighter. So yeah, and here we go. So I currently have rocking two 28-inch monitors, I believe. This one's the actual really decent one. This one's my main monitor. This is a Philips G-Sync 144 Hz gaming monitor. I believe it is the, where is it, 2272G or whatever. I don't know, I got that about when I built the PC a couple of years back. Sorry, it's a 27-inch 144, and this one is just a fairly cheaper, I think it's a 28-inch monitor. I picked it up for about 110, 120 quid. It's 60 hertz and it's got terrible color reproduction, but you know, I just needed the extra real estate, so that's what I got. Moving on from there, we have round over on this side, we've got the Blue Yeti, which you hear my wonderful voice through normally, rather than this phone. So if the audio sucks, I apologise for that. I have nothing I can really do about that. And I got, these are my headphones I use for sort of gaming and for other stuff, listening to music, and they're made by JVC, and I bought them from PC World for about 50 quid, so you know they're real top draw stuff. Anything that comes from Curry's PC World and was about 50 quid, you know you're into some real high-end territory there. Use a little tub with some just USBs and some little converters for varying different things, you know, like memory cards and all the such. This is just general gubbings in here, which is just handy to have about. Moving up, we have some vinyl here. I have, if it'll focus, come on, focus in, you bad boy. Anyway, Uncle Art. This is a friend of mine's dad. He's a musician and he made video game music in the 80s and 90s. He did a lot of stuff for the Commodore Amiga and for the Sega Mega Drive and stuff like that. and he did a Kickstarter not so long back to, you know, sort of take some of his music to Abbey Road and re-record it all with like a full orchestra. So he did the theme tune to Elite 2, Starglider. If you played Street Fighter 2 on the Amiga, he did the music conversion for that as well. So that's pretty cool. That was one of the bonus things that came with that. And also behind that we have the original Star Wars soundtrack in soundtrack. That sounded a bit German there. The original Star Wars soundtrack. Band Orgendale de Film. It's foreign, whatever it is. I don't know why she'd have a French one, but on the front, all of the writing is in Le Français. That's the front of the vinyl. And what language is that on the front? Le Français?
Oh yeah, but I thought it was like English and French on the other side.
No, it's a French version. But it's cool as shit anyway.
I don't know why it's French.
Probably because it came out in France. Anyway, that was a nice little tangent there for you. So anyway, yeah, I got a TP-Link N600, which was supposed to be the router we were going to use, but it kept dropping out and having arguments. It was a bit of a mare to set up with PlusNet. But I got it going, and nevertheless it would run perfectly fine for a couple of weeks and then crap out on me and have to restart and blah blah blah. And I was finding I was getting the same sort of speeds even across the network and everything with the cheap free PlusNet one. So that's what we use. It seems to work perfectly fine. Over here, I've got a 360 controller. I do most of my gaming on using the 360 controller. Bit of a faux pas for a PC gamer, but you'll see why in a bit. But my setup is not really conducive for mouse and keyboard gaming, and you'll see why in a bit. Below that, I have the Western Digital MyCloud, which this is my NAS. Which I use for sort of storing all the stuff on it, all the backups for CryoNoir. Basically, all the company stuff goes onto there. It's it's a 6 terabyte, but it's actually got 3 terabytes because it stripes it across. It's in RAID 0, so it stripes it across both drives. So that's one layer of redundancy that I have there. I have a Canon printer, which was a freebie, which I inherited, but you know, it's a scanner and a copier and a fax machine, which isn't connected up, and blah blah blah. And then I have a Lenovo laptop. This is kind of my company laptop, as it were. This is for when I'm on the go, and I generally use this one for uploading. Let's try and get the colour balance sorted. I use that one for uploading, so I'll upload on that one because our internet speeds are ridiculously slow, and while that's uploading I can still work in game on that one or carry on video editing and stuff like that. Okay, battery charger for my vapings and the such. That there is a 1 terabyte platter drive, which Gemma uses for her time machine. She uses that for a time machine for her Mac. So she chucks a Mac on top of my laptop and then wires it up to there to do that. So that's not really anything to do with me. Flick knife, butterfly knife. Underneath here we have the dongle for the 360 controller. And that was I think it was about £2 from Amazon. It takes a bit of mucking about to get it going, but when it did, it just generally works perfectly fine. And underneath that we have a 3 terabyte, and I'm not sure who makes that. It's Seagate. It's a Seagate drive. And I have Macrium Reflect, which I don't know if you can see it on the screen. Where's Macrium? There, Reflect. Which is that one there. So Macrium Reflect, and then once a week that just basically mirrors the hard drive, the 3 terabytes in the PC onto that one, which, you know, again, so that's kind of like a weekly backup, and that's just for computer stuff. That's just for CryoNoir stuff. A Rios by Rocket, Roccat, or however you want to pronounce it, Roccat. But yeah, it's all blue and spankly, and it's got Stereomix browns in it. And it's got macro keys down the side, which I never actually use. And yeah, it's just generally it's a pretty good keyboard. It's got 1 or 2 dead LEDs in it here and there now because it's a couple of years old. When I first set this system up, I got the Corsair K95, I think it was, and that was a full gaming keyboard. But that was RGB lit underneath, and it was a fucking nightmare. It was utterly terrible. They'd only just come out, and I'd waited months and months because I'd ordered it with Cherry MX Blues, and then they decided not to make it with Cherry MX Blues after I'd waited 3 months with it on pre-order. So I got it in that, and all the software was still in beta, and it just kept crapping out on me. So I got rid of it, and now I'm using that. Rat 5 gaming mouse, which is marvellous. Mostly bought that because it's freaky as fuck. I thought it looked really crazy. It just looks, oh hang up, it looks properly crazy and cool. Look at that. But yeah, it's a good little gaming mouse, works perfectly fine. Perfectly happy with that. And this here is the Corsair Gaming with the tramp stamp free mouse mat that I got. It's like a kind of a glassy, metal-y kind of thing. I got that free because I couldn't have the keyboard I wanted, basically. And then when it did come, I ended up getting rid of that, but I kept the mouse mat. Everyday winning. So, and down here is where the actual PC sits on the carpet, collecting cat fluff. But it gets cleaned out once every so it's not that bad. And then underneath we have a Blackstar amp, which I use which is currently being modelled so expertly by the cat. Hey Sega. So yep, Blackstar amp, which is just a 1x12. I think it's about 75 watts or something like that. It's loud enough for my needs. The main reason I got it is because the tone's just epic, and it's also got USB on it, so I can run that straight into the PC and then get some good sounds out there. And again, that's hooked up to my guitar, which I generally keep back there. It's an ESP limited one LTD, so it's not a full ESP, but it was a fairly decent one. It wasn't particularly cheap. I think it was about 600 quid, 500-600 quid. But yeah, it wasn't like a multi-thousand-pound guitar, but it was good enough. And then under here, lots of gubbins for storage. I can see the box for the headphones, the JVC ones that, you know, are super top end ones. Lots of cables and the such and all that kind of stuff. And then we have very clicky, really cool, and a box for the Wii U and some other bits as well. Just boxes generally under there. As you can see, the cable management is absolutely marvellous. And then just drawers, which are again full of gubbins, mostly network cables, wires, books and notes, cat scratching, manuals, an old phone, some more stuff, batteries and guitar-y stuff. So there's loads of guitar leads and a wah-wah pedal and other things in there, and strings. And under there we have a feck ton of spare hard drives and a caddy for them. And that's pretty much the setup. This is currently if anyone follows me on Facebook, and well, I would say if you follow me on Instagram, but nobody fucking follows me on Instagram. But if you do follow me on there, you'll know that most of the stuff I post on there is just vintage video game collecting. It's not a huge collection at the minute, but it's not doing too bad. I'm starting to get a bit of a collection going there, which is cool. So I'm working on that at the moment. Freebie PC. That one we inherited from the mother-in-law, and it's got a sort of wireless. We use a wireless keyboard and trackpad on that. So that's just a cool little thing, so we can get like Netflix and sort of Sky and all that kind of stuff on the TV when it works. I mean, the PC's hideously old. I think it has 3 gigs of RAM, if that. I think that was upgraded from 1. I mean, it was that old that I ended up having to I went out and bought an Asus GT710 for about 20 quid because it has HDMI out on it, so that we could actually hook it up to a digital TV. Got a 360, a NES, an N64, a cattail. Yes, thank you. Underneath there we have a Sega Saturn, an N64, PlayStation 2, a SNES, a Mega Drive or Genesis, original Xbox. So that's that, and then there's all the controllers I keep. So yeah, that's about it. This is my little corner, and this is where I broadcast the signal. This is where all the magic happens, just in this corner here. So yeah, you'll notice the desk is it's very ghettofied. It was built out of some free worktop that we found in the hallway when we moved here, and I got those chest of drawers from a place where I used to work. Basically, they were surplus to requirement, shall we say. So we took the top. It actually had a top plinth actually on it, you know, like a regular top bit. So we just took that off, drilled into the bores and glued it onto there. The only major issue is, well, it's the height. You see, we sort of got the chest of drawers. You having fun, darling? Getting a bit stressed out with your new phone there? Not working out quite as well as you would hoped?
No, it's the phone, it's fine. It's the bloody app, it's the banking app, and for some reason Pinterest won't let me back on. It just gave me a new password, and I typed the password that it gave me in, and it said, your password's not correct.
Oh, that sucks. Anyway, so back to this. So you'll see that, like, yeah, basically we built it the height of the drawers. And then we put that on top, and then we put them on there and everything. And then we got my chair, which I inherited from my brother. It's just a computer chair I inherited from my brother. We put it in there, and kapow! Yeah, it doesn't really work very well. So I generally sit back with my feet up on the amp or on those boxes, and I'll sort of play games on the screen using the 360 controller. Otherwise, I'm sort of sat bolt upright and just not particularly comfortable at all. But you know, it's a temporary ghetto fix until we get moved out or something like that. But yeah, so I hope you liked the video. Yeah, there we go. Hey, the phone's trying to like face recognize Heath Ledger. So yeah, there we go. Well, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope this was as much fun for you as someone showing off their PC is. So there we go. And just remember, anyone could be cool, but awesome takes practice.